Hey, good morning, everyone. Sorry about the date confusion. Just realized that, we have trading today. For some reason, I thought, I got my dates mixed up. So anyway, we're live, baby. We're going. It's happening. This is not a test. We are good to go. Just waiting for my charts to load. Here we go. All right, well, we had a little bit of move down on earnings, not too much. We'll see what happens when the markets open. But good morning to everyone who's here. Hey, Paul, Toad, FTR. Welcome. Good to have you, Chris, Shredda, Archer, Squid. What is up, everybody? We got through all the major earnings this week. We got through FOMC. Now it's time for the market to digest all of that news. Good morning, Matt. All right. Looks like the S&P basically in a little range here after initially dropping. We don't really have any trends in play. However, when you trade down into a range, the most likely result after that is that you will continue down. We have a bunch of levels here. In fact, I need to do a little cleanup, it looks like. Some of these are already broken. But we're sitting right on another level, it looks like. Yeah, this is an unbroken low from a couple weeks ago. We'll see if the market can take it out or not. Starting to. Meanwhile, the Nasdaq not really dropping down here. A little bit stronger than the ES. Also doesn't have a trend in play, but we can expect the market to probably continue down a little bit more here. ES definitely making a move below this key level. We'll see if it can hold, and then below that We have quite a ways of room to run before it hits the next one. So big gap down this morning. We'll see if this is a gap and go or if we make some progress to the upside to fill it. Good morning, Jonathan. Hey, Bill. Good to have you guys today. All right, so ES continuing to hold below this key level. Might be looking at a larger trend here. I'm going to play it a little bit narrow to begin with. We would expect possibly a bounce in this area. Hey, Mighty Mouse, good morning. Mighty Mouse, your real name wouldn't happen to be Demetrius, would it? Still waiting to see what happens. And if you guys are wondering why this crazy drop this morning, take a look at the revision numbers for employment. June was revised down by 133,000. May was revised down by 125,000. And yeah, market is definitely reacting. Still waiting to see if the buyers have any juice. There's still time for a big bounce here. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves and say, oh, everything's going to hell in a handbasket and we're just going to be dropping all day. Don't make that mistake. Give it time. We still have not really retested this key level. Market's pretty likely to do that, and then we will find out if it is a larger pattern or not, right? This could be a larger downtrend. This could be played out. We're going to find out a lot of information on this retest. Missed you too, Mighty Mouse. I'd love to have you hang out more, man. Good to see you. We're still chilling over here. How much did we drop by? Rather than even really. 75 points. Nice. All right. So again, we want to see if there is any buying pressure here. Definitely leaning towards a wider channel as we're finding some resistance at the EMA. I'd look for a short right here if we can get it. Need a lower high. Doesn't look like we're getting the lower high. This thing looks like it wants to move to a new low. Big push here. Nasdaq pushing down as well. So we're just watching each pullback here. We definitely have a bearish trend working. No reason to buy yet. So each pullback we're just going to be watching for the second entries, and hopefully we can get in on this thing early. Possible overshoot of this channel. Unless this thing is going from the top, which could be the case. I'll probably adjust to that. NQ is right at the bottom of its channel too. Yas asking about reports today. There is 645 is just final manufacturing PMI. Shouldn't matter too much. ISM PMI is what matters more at 10 a.m. Consumer sentiment as well. So I'd watch out for that. I mean, obviously, you know, you want to be aware that there is a news release here in 2 minutes, but it's not expected to move the market. But yeah, we'll definitely watch out for that 10 a.m. news. I realize I do not have my trade exchange news feed up right now. That is going to be important on a day like today. I'm getting that set up. I would highly advise all of you to get a news service in this market environment. I can't tell you how many times it has saved my bacon. Trade exchange is certainly my favorite. There is a discount for it if you use my code 2 down in the description if you are interested. I haven't seen, I'm trying to see if there's any tariff news because today is the deadline. Yeah, I'm not seeing any tariff news just yet, but that should be coming out today. It is the deadline. There should be a base rate of tariffs for countries who have not or not working on a deal. So be watching for that. I got Trade Exchange up to watch for those announcements. ES at the bottom of the channel now. Looking for that pullback and that second entry short. Final manufacturing came in right about as expected, so nothing going there. I'm going to reload my data too. I realize I haven't done that yet. Market's moving, baby. I like it. I like it. I like it. Meanwhile, Nasdaq definitely looks like an overshoot. I'd be cautious here. Could get a bounce. ES loaded. It does look like my bars are all about the same. Shoot. Dang it. There was a setup right there. Ugh. This is moving fast. Hopefully you guys caught that. There's a second entry short right there. Pullback. One attempt down. Second pullback. Look at that bar. Beautiful signal bar right on the EMA. Dang it. Dang it. I am bummed I missed that because I was reloading the freaking chart. But for me, that's one of my biggest mental hurdles. I talked about this yesterday with the Discord members, but when there's a setup that I would have taken, but for whatever reason I missed it, either I was looking away or reloading my chart or whatever it is, that really, really frustrates me. Makes me want to jump in on something, which I do have the discipline not to do. However, it does create emotions that may lead to bad decisions. So yesterday was another one of those days for me. There's a couple great setups that I missed. But then towards the end of the day, caught a great setup for a big trade, and yeah, everything was good. So that's the thing that you got to keep in mind if you like miss a trade or maybe you take a loss, is that there's always other opportunities. Like the market is always going to give you a chance to either make it back or get the trade or whatever. So it's really important to not let it get to you if you take a loss or miss a trade. And like I said, it's hard for me. That's a beautiful setup. That's like a freaking plus. And I was reloading my chart while it happened. All right, NQ overshoot, not really doing anything, so it looks like we may just have a steeper channel starting from here, or maybe even, I wonder if there's a way that we just have a massive channel for the whole day. Could be. Actually looks pretty good. We'll keep that as a possibility. Okay, we are back at the moving average on ES. I am not going to miss this one if it sets up. We got our first attempt down. I'm looking for that second attempt if we can get back to the EMA. We do have news here in 8 minutes, so this will have to set up quickly. We don't want to be in a position when that news hits. Come on, baby. Get back to the moving average. Yeah, looks like that might not set up. We already got basically a double bottom. with news in 7 minutes. We'll have to wait anyway. Getting a little bit of bounce here on ES as we head into this news. I'm going to adjust my channel a little bit to make sure it's fitting price really well. Trying to eliminate some of those weird dead spaces. Kind of doesn't matter. We know we're in a downtrend, right? That's the main thing. We clearly haven't had a break yet. I like the second entry short setting up, but I'm going to be flat because of the news. All right, we got, what do we got now? 2.5 minutes till the news. Would highly advise people to be flat. I don't necessarily think this news is going to like cause a crazy trend in the market or anything, but it ought to have at least a couple volatile candles that you don't want to try to hold through. Not worth the risk. Scrolling back to see if there's any levels I am missing, but it really doesn't look like it. We got everything drawn correctly. So we're kind of just in no man's land till we get down to some of these unbroken lows here. NQ is a little bit closer to the next level. Wait, do we have something here that I didn't get? Oh, we already broke that. So yeah, next level on NQ is just a few points below. ES has a little bit farther that it needs to travel first. Okay, there is the release. This is ISM manufacturing PMI, prices, and revised consumer sentiment. Manufacturing is down, prices are down, consumer sentiment is down. So not great economic numbers this morning. This looks like it could be a break in a new low of our downtrend. So I'm kind of looking at this downtrend as perhaps played out at this point. Could be possible that we have a slightly different channel. I'm going to be looking at that. NQ though, it looks like it is still valid. Yeah, still could be too. We're very close to that key level though. That'll be important. Meanwhile, NQ is starting to test some key levels here. I'm still considering this wider trend. Actually, let's look at that on ES. Maybe we have a big A channel from the open. Nah, that doesn't look good. We'll still play this one, and we're just going to be watching these key levels here. All right, here's the bounce on ES. We'll see how high this goes, and if we really get a big bounce, I will readjust the channel to what it was, showing a break in new extreme. But if we get some rejection here, definitely can consider the short. Well, that's looking kind of newsy. Okay, starting to get a push below the EMA. This is what we want to see. We're just looking for a lower high. All right, not holding below here. This uptrend may need to get another leg up before we push back down. All right, looking for that lower high. We pushed below the moving average. Looking on in Nasdaq too. We got that push below. We just need that lower high, and then we're good to go. That's a strong push up there. All right, ES getting that second leg up to a new high. So now we can be confident that that uptrend is played out, and we'd be looking for a move down here that we could then short. Nasdaq, I'd say the same. We had to move up, break new high. This is where we'd be okay looking for a move down. This might be a measured move too. At least it is on ES. Again, we have to remain short bias. This has been a significant move down all day. There's no reason to start getting along here just because we see a bounce. I hope there's no one that's thinking like that. It would be a mistake. Now, can it bounce here? Of course, but we're talking about probabilities. What's the highest likelihood we have for success? And that would be sticking to the short side. Letting this move up play out and then looking to short once it does. Looks like this ES move went a little bit past the measured move. Could be a sign of more buying pressure. Okay, there we're starting to drop down. We already had one lower high right here. We'll be looking for the second one on a break and retest of the EMA if we can get there. NQ not really dropping down with ES here just yet. It's right at that measured move. Here's the second lower high on the S&P, but it is above the EMA, so we can't take it. Still waiting for that break below and the lower high there.
Connection lost.
Connection lost. That's fun. That's super fun, guys. How about that? Matt asking, what would I need to start going long? We need an actual uptrend. Zoom out. Like we haven't even gotten anywhere close to like the 50% line here. So we'll just wait and see if this continues to not correct, if the EMA holds the support, and if we can start to identify some sort of larger channel or something, then we can start to think differently. But right now we have 2 legs up. We're waiting for that potential push below the EMA. There's really just no reason to get long yet. And think about it this way. Zooming out, this is what looks to be the first break of this channel. So we would generally expect that to get one more attempt down. I mean, maybe the channel's played out. Either way, that's just way too bearish to reverse bias just yet. Got a little bit of a wider uptrend on NQ working here. I still, because of the bias, I wouldn't feel comfortable going long, even if something does set up here on the NAS, which it certainly can, and you definitely could consider that, but I like trading with the overall bias of the day. So I would rather this trend on NQ play out like so, and then take a short when we're down in here somewhere. All right, we'll have to look at something else here on ES. Kind of hard to map this out. Any way you draw it, it kind of looks like we might expect a correction soon. Only way that this channel looks good is if you kind of ignore that first swing. But it's rare that you actually get a channel that's like that, so I don't really know what to make of this move yet. I'm just gonna be patient here. NQ is a little more clear, like this definitely looks like an uptrend. Okay, here goes a yes on this correction. Let's see what happens at the moving average. I'd prefer not to see the EMA hold here, because then we're going to have to figure out some sort of weird uptrend. Okay, cool. So far it's looking like the EMA not necessarily holding. So I'm looking at a possibility of a downtrend starting to form. And we'll be looking for that short. Nasdaq having its first test of the EMA here. This may hold and the Nasdaq may push us up, but yeah, watching for that. This would be the double lower high on S&P if this turns bearish. But with Nasdaq still in an uptrend, that's a little bit riskier.
Connection lost.
Don't worry, that's just my connection, guys, not yours. I'm just losing connections. Don't even worry about it. All right, if there was a little uptrend on ES, that would have been the break. Maybe we get a new high, head down again. I don't know. If this is a super clean uptrend, this would be a lot different. But it's very unusual pattern, very unusual price action on this move up. And Q still in its trend. Did not get a long setup on that last pullback, just went straight up to a new high. So yeah, I would still be looking at the shorts, guys. Let the uptrends play out. You're better trading with the overall pattern for the day, which is still down. You know, if we get much higher than this, if we start working our way towards this key level, that's a different story. So, yeah, definitely watch this area. If we turn down here, we can still be short. If we get above here, that's when we can start flipping our bias a little bit. But yeah, brand new month. Let's get after it. Friday, and the market's moving, so things are good. Found a killer setup yesterday in the Discord. I think that we have a solid chance of getting another killer setup today. So I'm going to switch over there. See you guys there. We'll be hunting those setups together. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Trade safe, and I'll see you on Monday. Later.